tonight, more action from law enforcement following a WBTV investigation.
A contractor in York County remains in jail now with a $1 million bond. We first told you about a contractor, Christian Novellino, and his company Constructing Up last month. He was arrested days after our story.
And now we've learned he was slapped with 4 more arrest warrants this week, raising his bond from $800,000 to $1 million. He's facing 20 counts of breach of trust with fraudulent intent with a value of $10,000 or more. Those cases range from 2010 to 2023. He was previously convicted for forgery, filing false reports to police and insurance companies. Now, our investigation revealed Novellino racked up dozens of lawsuits against himself and the company for failing to finish projects. That's left subcontractors and families out hundreds of thousands of dollars, with some homeowners still not moved into their homes after months or even years of waiting. The York County Sheriff's Department tells WBTV more arrest warrants may be pending as the investigation into Novellino continues. Molly?